I'm Drew.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Laura.
And this is our pop culture movie podcast. And today is a doozy. We've got a good one today. It is a pop culture classique, I would say. I'm excited. This is a fun one because Laura, you're going to be running this one today. You're our person in charge, our hostess with the mostess.
I'm the adult
I have
today.
Yes, I have seen this film before, but it's been several years. I know the plot. I'm not going to guess too much on it, but I just know that I've forgotten some of the small, funny details in this movie. But from A to B, I've got this thing down. But Bri, this is your first soiree, must I say, with this film.
Okay.
He's like, I don't even know what we're watching.
I know. We haven't said it yet. I'm pretty stoked. Unless it's not, which will be funny if Brian's like, I've actually seen this just recently. But anywho, Laura, I'm going to just turn it right over to you. Tell us what's going on today.
Yeah. So today we are watching the 1998 romantic comedy, The Wedding Singer.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I picked this one, even though, like Drew said, that he's seen this before quite a few times, but Brian has not. And I firmly believe that this is a classic that everybody should see. It's one of the best. Oh, I won't even say what I was going to say.
I thought you were going to say one of the best Adam.
Yeah, I was, and then I stopped.
Yeah, one of the best Sandmans out there. And I would have to agree with you, though. Out of this person's work, their catalog, this is like top 10 caliber. Like maybe even closer to top 5, depending on who you are and your specific taste of this person's humor.
Do you know who the lead actor is in this, Brian?
Yeah, it's Adam Sandler.
Okay, good.
You can.
I think
you
I was
cannot...
going to give it away, even though because a lot of people that worked on this movie, it's like he just has such a small group of people that work on all of his movies. So anybody that I talk about it's going to give it away no matter what.
Yeah.
Laura, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Why this specific Sandler one?
I think probably because I watched it when it came out, probably like in 1998, or if not, then like very soon after. And I thought it was hysterical when it came out. This was probably the first Adam Sandler movie that I was like really introduced to, I think.
Okay.
Because I wasn't a big Billy Madison fan. I don't remember if that was before.
That was, yeah. That was the first one that launched him into this movie.
And then there was like Happy Gilmore, which I do like now, but at the time I wasn't a huge fan. So like this was really the one that like hooked me.
Nice.
And it's just fun. It's one that I can watch over and over and over again and still think it's just as funny as the first time that I watched it. So yeah, a lot of good like memories growing up watching it with friends or my parents. Like everyone it's good movie. Before we start talking about the movie, though, I have a question for you both. And this does have to do with the movie, and you'll see why, but it will seem a little bit random right now. On planes, are you an aisle, a middle, or a window person?
I have a small bladder, so I need to be in the aisle so I can go whenever I need to go, which is quite often. So I don't have to bother people. I would much rather be bothered than be the person bothering someone.
I used to be a window person, and then as I've gotten older, I am now an aisle person.
Yeah, agreed.
Agreed. Sure. For all those reasons. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't
my
care
wife is
if
a window
anyone
person.
hits me like as they're walking by. You could do whatever you want. Oh, your wife's a window person?
Yeah. She
Not
likes the
hit me
window.
like
No, I know what you mean.
like as they're walking by.
I've gotten like railed with the cart in the knee, and
happens in this movie.
I want to expand on your question, Laura, and add to it. Are you a front or back of the plane person?
Oh, front. And in my older age, I've even sprung the extra money to get like pay for those seats up front, just to get off the plane sooner. I don't care about boarding first. To me,
but get me off of that.
Get me off of the plane as soon as possible.
The back.
Really?
Yeah, restrooms never use. They're never in use. Like
okay.
barely a line ever.
They let you open up the back, and you can just pee right out the back of the plane.
Out. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what the exit rows for.
Exactly. Yeah, I love it.
Oh no, I'll be paying those extra. If it's like $30 more to get a good seat, I'll definitely.
You're doing
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even just like the Comfort Plus, like or whatever, where it's like it's mostly the same seat, but you get like an extra 2 inches. I'll take that every time.
There was a story behind this aisle thing I wanted to tell you, especially in the back, but I'm gonna hold it for a second. Please continue your airplane talk. I have to run out and check on my son really quick. I'll be right back.
Well, my next question was going to be if any of you were a window person, would you be willing to give up the window seat for something that, like, if you were like flying over something that you really wanted to see, would you be willing to switch for the person that you're with? But since we're all on the aisle anyway,
yeah,
I think we're like, please have the window seat.
I don't like dislike. I wouldn't be like bummed if I got stuck with the window seat. Middle's the worst because you don't get the benefit of the window and you don't get the aisle. Middle is hands down the worst. I wouldn't be upset with window, but I've never like paid that much attention outside anyways. I'm always doing red eyes anyway, so I'm like, I can't see anything.
Yeah. See, the only reason why I like the window is because on the landing, I like to be able to look and see how close we are.
Oh yeah, that is very cool.
Because if you can't see, it's very startling when you like actually land.
Oh yeah,
you're not expecting it, and I've gotten really scared multiple times. Yeah. And I also don't love flying, so if we're close enough to the ground, I like to look out the window and be like, well, if we crashed at this point, it wouldn't be that bad, right?
Yeah. Probably be fine. Because that's the thing. You want to be probably fine or definitely dead.
Yeah.
There's a middle ground where I'm like, I don't want it. I either want to go instantly, ocean,
if I
ocean
could, like,
submarine
make out buildings,
thing me.
I'm like, okay, like we have a good chance here. But if the buildings are like little specks, no,
thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I love it. Well, if we ever fly together, we're gonna all have to sit in a different row. All right. So getting into, I almost said to the water boy. No, to the wedding singer. I'm not gonna go into too much of who directed and everything because it's all part of Adam Sandler's universe. Directed by Frank. I'm gonna butcher these last names. Kevorkian. He did The Waterboy, Click, Blended. Written by Tim Hurley, did SNL, Billy Madison, like all of them, pretty much, like too many to list. And then same with the producers, Robert Simmons and Jack Garaputo, all of the Adam Sandler movies. And then like the other ones that they did were Half Baked, Airheads, Deuce Bigalow. Like you get the vibe of goofy, silly,
kind of fratty
movies.
Yeah,
it's good to be Adam Sandler's friends.
Yeah, and most of them have like an acting part in the movies, but it's really like a small thing. But they're all in there at some point, even like the directors and the writers, which I thought was cool. They like just have little cameos. All right, so we know that Adam Sandler's in this movie. Is there anything else that you know about this movie, Brian? Just in general, before I start asking you questions.
No, I don't think so. I think I know that Adam Sandler's in it, and
he's a wedding singer.
And he's a wedding singer. I do think he's the wedding singer. I think he's got like a mullet in this.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe there's a flashback scene with his mullet, but
like a southern wedding singer.
No, it's kind of like a permy, like in that very 80s style.
Oh, okay.
That leads me into, okay, so we think that it takes place in the 80s, or he's just rocking an 80s mullet?
I think he's just rocking an 80s mullet. I don't think it's an 80s movie.
Okay, so when do you think it takes place?
Whenever it came out.
Present day, 98?
Present day, 98, okay. Yeah.
Rock?
Yeah, you could be still rocking a mullet in the late 90s.
Yeah. I mean, people still rock it now.
Maybe he's one of those guys that like peaked in high school in the 80s in this movie, and then he's still rocking his like mullet and like I see him in like a blue tuxedo. Mm-hmm. I'm picturing some sort of like, but like 80s blue suede sort of like tux. I think Jennifer Aniston is the female lead. I was gonna say Drew Barrymore because think she's the female lead in like 2 different rom-coms with Adam Sandler in it. And but I don't think this is one of them. I think it's Jennifer Aniston.
Okay. We'll find out.
Aniston also the lead in 2
they
to
do
3.
A lot together.
Yeah.
Where do you think this takes place?
Ooh. I don't know. I can't picture
West Coast.
I can't picture
South.
anything outside of like a banquet hall.
Yeah.
I can't picture a scene that's not in a banquet hall. I think
there are a lot of those. So.
It's got to be.
You're not wrong.
I think it's in New Jersey. I think it's like a suburb in New Jersey.
Okay. I like that. And then, do you think he is a good or a bad wedding singer? Like, singing ability-wise, not as a human. Well, I guess as a human being
I think,
well too, but
I think he's just going to be fine.
Just
like,
fine.
I don't think he's going to be incredible. I don't think he's going to be bad, because Adam Sandler can sing okay, I think. But he's not, like, incredible. So I think it's funnier if he's just a mediocre wedding singer.
I saw a video. I think it was Miley Cyrus in him.
Okay.
I could be wrong. It was a female singer. But he was, when he does sing like seriously and he was playing the guitar, his voice, I was like so blown away, even though that I know that he can sing.
Yeah.
But I was like, holy crap, like he actually can sing.
When he's not doing like a joke thing, because he does a lot of like joke voices in his like comedy stuff.
Yeah, it was so good. I'm like, he should do this, like make a non-funny album.
That'd be weird. But yeah, like a very serious,
like a very
up
serious,
close
like,
picture
dark,
of his face with like a guitar neck coming out of
like black and white.
Yeah.
I mean, Sandler, you never know. You never know what's coming.
Serious era.
The Sandman.
The Sandman. That's what it's got to be called.
All right. So I have a few more things you can guess about this movie. There is a very famous 80s British American singer, songwriter, musician that makes an appearance in this movie. I want you to take a guess.
Ooh, British?
Yeah. Very 80s, like rock, I guess.
Rock? Is it Rod Stewart?
That's a good.
Is he rock?
Is he British?
Is he British? I just know he likes trains.
All right, we'll go with Rod Stewart. He likes trains?
Yeah, it's a big thing. His basement's full of model trains. He's a train guy.
Have you been there?
Yeah, several times.
It's like, you know, Rod Stewart's basement full of trains.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, a wedding singer, we're going to see a lot of weddings. There's someone in the movie named Glenn Gulia, and then his fiance that he's getting married to. If she were to take his last name, it would be a very funny mix between her first name and last name being Gulia. If you can guess maybe what her first name would be.
It's got to be Julia.
I'll give you that, yes.
Because it can't
Julia
be Gabba, because Gabba would be the... Gabba Gulia would be incredible.
Now I wish that's what
and
it
it
was.
fits New Jersey, too, so...
Gabba Gulia.
That's amazing.
That is fantastic. Talking more about weddings. At one point, they're talking about how you kiss at your wedding. And the line is, it's not porno tongue, blank tongue.
I don't know. Movie?
Okay. Do you know this one, Drew?
Wedding
tongue? Okay. We'll go with it. Going back to more about some 80s rock bands. There's a reference that one of the girls is wearing a band t-shirt. And he tells her to get out of the t-shirt before you jinx the band and they break up. Who do you think the 80s band is?
It's an 80s band.
Yeah, very like hair band. Is that what they call them? Like, yeah. Another rock.
Guns N' Roses?
Oh, that's a good one.
Which I think by the time this movie came out, were already very broken up.
That's kind of the joke of like get out of the t-shirt before they break up, but they end up breaking up.
Yeah, okay.
And then one more question. What do you think the quote, "That's grade A, top choice meat" means?
It's Adam Sandler's butt. It's his keister.
His keister. I like it. All right. Now we've gone through a lot of questions. Maybe you get like, I don't know if that helped give you a sense of the movie at all. Any ideas on plot of why we're watching this wedding singer's life?
I think it is someone who peaked in high school. And he had a high school girlfriend. And they broke up, but he still really likes her. And then years later, he's a wedding singer, and he sings at her wedding.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, I like this. Okay.
And I don't know where to go plot wise from there. Maybe she gets a divorce or something, and he finds, but they connect at the wedding, and then she or maybe they connect at someone else's wedding, but she's getting married and she hires him as the wedding singer.
Okay.
And they reconnect leading up to the wedding, and then at the wedding he professes his love, and she
I like it.
If he's singing at a wedding, they've already married, because that's usually at the reception. So maybe she just instantly gets divorced.
She's like, you know what? Here's this wedding singer that I knew in high school. Forget the other guy in his blue tux.
There's something here.
Mullet.
I can't quite figure out what this plot is, but I feel like it's in there somewhere.
I'll ask you this: do you think it has a happy ending?
Yes.
Okay, happy ending. I mean, it's an
I
Adam
guess
Sandler
for the wedding
movie,
singer,
so.
yeah.
All right. I think that you have some good guesses in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's his friend with the big eyes is going to show up.
Oh yeah, is any other Adams, like the people that are always in his movies that you think of?
Yeah, I
the
forget.
Big eyes? Are you thinking of oh my gosh, Steve Buscemi?
Is it Steve Buscemi? Yeah, I think Buscemi's going to show up.
Okay.
He'll be there. I know there's two other guys that are always there, but I can't remember.
I think I wouldn't know their names either, but as soon as you see them, I think you'll know who they are.
I think they'll be there.
They're just, they're in all the movies, so.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know their names. All right. Anything else? Drew, any questions that you can think of randomly since you haven't seen the movie in a while?
No, I've got at the end something's gonna happen, and I want to share something, but no, nothing question wise.
You'll have some things at the end. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, is Reel Doofs alumni Rob Schneider showing up?
Oh, Rob Schneider.
That
real Rob.
Yes.
I forgot you guys watched that show. That was
such a garbage
yes.
show.
The best part of that show was they tried to get Sandler. Even in the show, they were because it's Rob Schneider as Rob Schneider. And in the show, someone was like, "Well, can you get Adam Sandler?" And he's like, "I can't get Adam Sandler."
He's a really weird dude, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a good guy.
Yeah, I always thought that
he was
kind
a trash bag human.
I learned more about him, and you're like, no, he's not that great.
He's kind of like a lot of B grade movie stars, B and C grade stars who I was famous, I made some money, and now I don't make much money, and now I don't like a certain political side because that means that I will likely have to spend more money instead of help people. So it's he's like that kind of person.
I like his daughter. She's a great singer. Elle King.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
His daughter is a singer?
Yeah, and she has a lot of really like popular songs.
Elle King? Like
I'm pretty sure that's who she yes.
K-I-N-G?
Yeah. Tanner
look
L.
at her-
Schneider.
King, you got it.
If you look at her, you're like, okay, I see that it's
Yeah.
Apparently he sings too. He'll get up on stage with her sometimes and sing.
No, I don't
Bad.
want that.
But I bet that you've heard some of her songs. Like
Maybe.
X's and O's. Yeah. You've
Oh.
It's like country-ish. But yeah.
Oh, then I definitely haven't heard any of it.
But it's more like pop country. Like it
Yeah. No, I've definitely
I actually
heard a
saw
few
her
of these.
in concert and she was really good. She opened for
Rob Schneider.
Jonas Brothers. No, and it was so funny because I didn't know who she was either. And my friend was like, "That's Rob Schneider's daughter." I'm like, "No, the fuck, it's not." It definitely was.
Fuck out of here.
Wow.
And also, Dr. Phil's son was there as well at the same time singing. And he was not good. I think he was more like DJing.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
bad.
And that was garbage. Not good.
It'd be funny if he DJ'd, but he just used a bunch of clips of his dad as the as the
right?
drops.
right as the beat drops, it's like you're not the father.
That's what I was thinking.
That's
but
more.
That's
usually,
more, yeah.
But more. I'm sure he said to somebody, "You're not the
Oh,
father." Before,
100%.
Dr. Phil.
All right. Well, I think we can go get this wedding on. That made
Let's
no
do it.
sense.
I was gonna say let's head out to that wedding. 80s work.
I feel like when this movie came out, everyone was singing this song. Like, got very popular.
They like brought it back up onto
Yeah.
the charts, like Wayne's World and Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. So it is in New Jersey, Ridgefield, New Jersey. I don't know how
really?
you got that. Yeah.
But it is the 80s, Brian.
Yeah. But there's Steve Buscemi.
Oh yeah.
I let him look at my boobs at the Christmas party last year. Not my finest half hour, but it's been a pleasant working environment ever since. No. So.
A half hour?
That's what I was gonna say.
Listen, boobs are great, but I'm picturing them just sitting there for 30 minutes.
Yeah, if you're just looking at them.
And?
She was like, I see no problem with this.
Brian, fucking amateur.
I just feel like I'm moving here to be closer to you. You need a break.
You worked in restaurants, didn't you? Looking at boobs for 30 minutes all the time.
Yeah, I don't have time to look at boobs for 30 minutes.
Tell me, man.
Look at them on your phone on your break like everyone else.
Like a normal person.
Just one day out of life. It would be so nice. Everybody spread the word. I live in my sister's basement.
He just had his heart broken. Why would he even think about coming back to work?
Anytime I hear this song now, like, I can only hear it in his voice. And say, like, I live in my sister's basement. Still have to have some of the wild Adam Sandler stuff in here. There's actually a mistake that you can see in this movie. So if you look right now, you can see a tire next to his head, or like a whatever that circle is.
Hmm.
And then
I was wondering what happened to
it's gone. Now it's on his other side.
Oh,
Everybody leave.
little prop dressing mistake.
Yep.
That are still interviewing some witnesses.
Now it's back on the other side.
You know, work with my nipples a little bit.
All right. enough.
Brian's face right now.
Take care of the kids.
I don't know what you said, but I said something.
That's not for you, Brian?
Little exotic dance. Wait, what was the what were we watching last time? And he's like, "That's how I welcome Mayor."
Oh yeah. That's the woman
Oh,
on
the
the
crow.
table in the crow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
his exotic dance.
Uh-huh.
Here she is. The girl who finally beat me.
educated decision. Well, if it's for educational purposes. Good, okay. All right, you ready? I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the
It's just like when Drew and I were practicing before my wedding.
Brad was like, hey, Drew, can you come over? I need some help with something.
But if you remember, Brian, I just ran. There was no hesitation.
Now, did you do porno tongue or church tongue?
Yeah, well, I tried porno tongue. Brian went church tongue.
All right, so that was The Wedding Singer. What do we think? Brian, we can start with you. First time seeing it.
Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. It kind of, I know it was like taking place in the 80s, but not like fully an 80s movie.
Mm-hmm.
Not like because it didn't come out in the 80s, but it reminded me of like an 80s film that it was just like very succinct. Like it didn't like fluff anything. It was just, here's the story, here's the plot, ends on a happy note, movie just ends.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good. It was fun. It was funny. It wasn't like over the top Adam Sandler comedy, which was like nice. It was just a nice time. It was great.
I was about to say, because you had said right before we started watching that you don't necessarily like Adam Sandler movies. I was like, oh, great. I picked a great movie for us to watch. So I wanted to see if this one you did enjoy more.
It's like 50-50. I feel like every time I'm like, oh yeah, I like that, or like, not my thing. I think like the over the top early like Adam Sandler stuff, I'm just not a huge fan of. Generally, like it's like at someone's, it's like it's comedy that can be like at someone's expense quite often, and even this did that a couple times. So there was like a fat joke or whatever, and it's like, oh, it's just not as, I don't know, you can be funny without it necessarily being at the expense of somebody, but oftentimes that early stuff was like, well, we got to make fun of someone. That's what comedy is.
Yeah. And it did say that this is his first movie that had a female perspective in it, which I probably think helps a lot with there being an actual plot to the movie. Like Drew, you had said before, it's not just like silly joke after silly joke. So
I don't think it like passes the Bechdel test.
And it's,
did a woman have a conversation in this movie with another woman about something other than a man?
I highly doubt it, honestly. I would highly doubt it.
Because she talks to her mom, but that's always about Glenn or the wedding.
Yeah. Anytime
she talks to her friend, maybe her friend, but
her cousin, right? Yeah. She talks to her cousin about
I don't know.
kissing.
Yeah.
A man.
Yeah.
When they're at the beginning, they're talking about showing their boobs. So yeah,
I
I don't know. It'd be interesting next time I watch it, because I watch this one like probably every year. Give it a watch.
Yeah.
I'll look at that again.
There's a lot of worse movies that fail the test, and
Yeah.
there are better movies that fail the test. Like it's not the only metric, but I don't know. Drew Barrymore was great in it. She's
they're just so good together.
They are, and it's probably, I think I said it when we were recording, but like probably why they keep doing it.
Yeah, their chemistry is just so good together. Obviously, 50 First Dates. I don't know if either of
you there more?
have seen Blended. Blended is a new
no.
one.
Blended's a new
I
one,
love that movie so much. It's like one of my comfort movies, and I just think it's so cute and so funny, and I will put it on anytime it's on TV, or like not TV, you know what I mean, on like Netflix or something. And Drew, what about you after a rewatch? Still enjoy?
Yeah, still enjoy. It's like, this is like the first like Adam Sandler leading role movie that's actually like the plot is a reasonable like plot line. Like his first big one, like he's been in several movies prior to, but he led Billy Madison. That was like his, in 95, that was the first movie he starred in and led, right? And Brian, I don't know how much you know about it, but Billy Madison never got his never graduated high school, and his father is going to be retiring, and he wants to take over the company instead of letting Bradley Whitford take over, who's like the father's number one guy in charge. So Billy Madison goes back to school starting from like first grade, and he spends 2 weeks in every class, and it's like a silly plot, you know.
Yeah.
Check out then Happy Gilmore. He's a orphaned, but he lives with his grandmother. He's this hockey player. He's got too much aggression, and he ends up playing pro golf. And he does like the hockey slap shot is his like signature move on a golf ball, and he drives the ball like the craziest. Like he can get on the green from driving from this. Again, these plots are like these aren't like normal. And then you've got like The Wedding Singer. That's like his next leading feature, and that's like a reasonable like movie plot. Do you know what I mean? Like, and
he's getting more of a wider audience with this one than the.
I think at this point he's so famous from the last 2 movies, and he was in a movie called Bulletproof between this, but this was like Sandler fever at this point, and this was like such a perfect movie for him to do. Yeah, this is always an enjoyable film. Not too heavy, light enough. I get goosebumps every time he starts singing the song, and Drew Barrymore's reaction.
I know.
Again, she's a very good actress. Like, she's like hyperventilating. You see her like breathing so deeply and like real,
she's, like,
and
so
then
excited,
tears. Yeah, her tears welling up, and like you're like, that shit was like, man, like I literally am like, here it comes.
It's like the perfect amount of corny too. Like even when they're all in first class and a group of them, when she comes back, it's like he said, like, or he's like, Glenn's the guy out there. They're all like, no way. As a group, it's like so stupid, but it's still funny.
Yep.
She talking about her being such a good actress, when it nails her elbow, the drink cart, her reaction to it is so good and like real. I don't know how many times they had to shoot that, but it's so perfect.
I wonder if they just ran her
seems
elbow
like
with the
it
cart.
did. Like the timing is so perfect.
She must
like,
have.
Yeah.
She didn't seem like she was
anticipating
it or anything. You know, you can see that sometimes in movies. I remember in Caddyshack, like when Spaulding he's stealing alcohol like at a party, and the one with the cigarette butt, he opens his mouth so wide for like little things like that. No, she's just sitting there and boom, like, oof.
And Glenn is such an asshole.
Oh yeah, what a dirtbag.
So bad. So bad.
He aged. I was looking at the IMDb to try to find him, and I was like, where the fuck is he? And I like couldn't find him, and then I had to start at the very beginning again. I was like, oh, this old man, this is Glenn Gulia. Like,
what's his name?
Shit.
Matthew Glave, is that his name?
I don't know. I just know that I looked on IMDb, and his picture is like,
he was born in 1963.
Yeah, so. I don't know how old he was when he's in the movie, but and it is like what?
He looks that old?
I'm just saying from the picture on IMDb that he has of himself when you're looking
white
through,
hair.
It doesn't look like him.
Maybe he picked a bad picture.
Maybe he's like, maybe he's just like, this is me now and I'm owning it, and that's fine. Like, why are you going to put a picture of Glenn Gulia as your headshot when you don't look like Glenn Gulia anymore?
Exactly.
All I was saying was I was going on IMDb to see like what else he's been in, and I couldn't find him in the beginning because I was like, "Fuck is this guy?" And I was like, surely I just went past him, and then I had to look at all the names. I was like, "Oh fuck me, there he is!" Like, goddamn.
We're just
Stargate SG-1.
Stargate SG-1. Crazy, but no, good stuff.
So kind of how we've been saying that this was one of his first bigger movies. This was the first Sandler film to gross $100 million. It only had a budget of $18 million.
Sounds about right.
And made $123 million worldwide. And it opened second in the US, just behind Titanic, which understandable. They didn't open the same week, but Titanic was still number one.
Titanic just stayed number one. Wait, when did this was 98? So when the hell, like, how long was Titanic already out is the question.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, because Titanic was like number one for like weeks.
I have no idea. Good question.
I'll have to look. Anyway, we'll
that I can't Google fast enough. And it's still the highest rated Sandler comedy on Rotten Tomatoes. So everyone else
Interesting.
agrees that it's a good one. And you had mentioned when we first started recording too that Carrie Fisher had worked uncredited on the script.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other movie that we watched that she had worked on? I think was it Sister Act?
I think
I
It's
think
so
so.
random. Such random.
she was a script doctor for so many movies uncredited. Yeah, it's crazy. Let me see here. Like crazy amount of things.
Yeah. I mean, she did it on Star Wars. It looks like Sister Act, Hook,
Hook. I love Hook.
Hook. Yep.
Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
Yes,
good one.
that's wild.
Yeah. The Wedding Singer.
Huh.
Yep.
A lot.
Yeah, wild. I mean, she came back for the prequels.
Oh, for Star Wars, she
Yeah.
got a writing credit on some of them.
On the prequels, yeah.
Oh.
Scream 3.
Yes, she wrote herself
Scream
into.
3?
Yeah, she's in Scream
Oh yeah,
3.
I did know that.
Not as Carrie Fisher, but she looks just like Carrie Fisher. And this girl's like, I can't remember. She's like, "Aren't you Carrie Fisher?" She's like, "No, Carrie Fisher got the role of Leia over me because she sucked George Lucas's dick." Like she said, like it was great.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I'm
I'm sure there's a bunch more that she is
Yeah.
unknown even.
And then they turned The Wedding Singer into a Broadway play, which I'm kind of bummed I didn't get to see when it was more. I don't think it's really around anymore because it says 2006, and I don't feel like I've seen it pop up even like anywhere locally really in a long time. But it was nominated for 5 Tonys, so it just kind of like makes sense that it would be a musical, you know?
yeah, it fits nicely.
Fits very well. Let's see, going over some of your guesses. So you were pretty spot on in like a roundabout way. You knew that he was a wedding singer. He definitely had a permed mullet, 100%.
Yeah.
You said he peaked in high school, which it depends how you look at it. Like Linda thought he peaked in high school, but
yeah, that's fair.
But Billy Idol didn't.
But
think
I
that.
feel like he was living
No.
his dream, you know. So
Yeah.
and
He was a good wedding singer too. Like
Yeah.
I think that I was just like a little bit off with all that. Like I think. Yeah.
you said he was just fine.
Yeah. He was good. And people really liked
loved
him.
Yeah.
He was good. It wasn't even just about the singing. He like helped the event along.
Yeah, he was
in
just
several
like a
scenarios.
good guy.
Yeah. Like he finished making the best man speech in the beginning. He helped
Mhm.
out the kid at the bar mitzvah.
Got him touching some butts, you know.
Mhm.
Touching some butts. That aged poorly. Like
Highly inappropriate.
especially when
he
Adam Sandler put
grabs-
that girl's hands
Yeah.
on his own butt.
Yeah,
That's out of the line. That's out of line,
Yeah.
my dude.
yeah. He made Table 9 realize their potential.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really.
that's true.
Or I think he made them realize love stinks. So
Yeah.
but that's just so funny. You got the blue tux. He was wearing a blue tux, right? I think so.
Mhm. At one
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yep.
You nailed it somehow that it was in New Jersey. I don't know how you
Yeah.
got that. That was like, I don't think we've ever guessed New Jersey for anything.
Perm, mullet, 90s, New Jersey.
New Jersey banquet halls.
Yep.
But yeah, it wasn't the
Gabba
90s.
That's how they kept the budget low. They just filmed in a real banquet hall in New Jersey.
Yeah, there really wasn't much else. There was like the houses and banquet
Yeah.
halls and then outside and then a plane.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of sets.
No. It's probably
No.
more just the like props having to do everything 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guessed Julia Gulia, even though now I really wish that it was Gabba Gulia. Because that's just so good. So good.
Oh, it's fucking great.
You also thought that grade A top choice mute was a butt. It wasn't Adam's butt, but it was a butt. So
It was a butt.
It was a butt. It counts.
that was good. Yeah. She's wearing Van Halen's t-shirt, not Guns N' Roses t-shirt, but very like that, very close. You
It
were on
works.
the right page.
Yeah,
Very
it fits.
similar.
Yeah. And it was Billy Idol. Not Rod Stewart. I love Billy Idol in this movie. I think he's so funny.
Yeah.
Apparently, his son convinced him to do this because he was like, you're not as popular with younger kids as or a younger generation anymore. You should do this movie and like get known by a whole new group of people. Yeah. So that's why he did it, and I feel like he did. Like when they play White Wedding in this movie, it's like iconic. So I feel like that was a good call for him. Let's see. And you were right that Steve Buscemi is in this. I think he's so great in this as well. And I love when he's singing at the end. It's like full circle.
And no John, no
Rob.
No Rob, but we got a John.
Yeah.
We got a John Lovitz.
Yep. And he's great.
I'm surprised Schneider wasn't in this. He must have been.
Yeah. Maybe he wasn't busy. Like in the. Because was he in. He's in Happy Gilmore. He's in. I can't remember.
He's in Happy Gilmore.
I was like, maybe he wasn't around the group yet, but I don't know. And when they're kissing, not porno tongue, but church tongue. Not movie or wedding tongue. It is interesting that you said Jennifer Aniston you thought was the lead in this. You said maybe Drew Barrymore, but you thought Jennifer Aniston. She was actually considered for the role.
Sounds right.
Jennifer Aniston, Nicole Kidman, Jennifer Lopez, and
some strong opinions.
I just
don't worry. Lopez got her own wedding movie anyway. She was the wedding planner.
Natalie Portman, Pamela Anderson, like a very
it's in the right time frame. I mean, you're talking 98 with her popularity in Baywatch still high,
I guess so.
And with men, so that's the right timing to have her in a movie. Yeah. I think when did she do her actual like terrible? Hate to call it terrible, but her.
Well, I just went for Jennifer Lopez, so you can get one of those.
Where was Barbed Wire? That came out in 96, and so she was still on
the scene.
She was still on the male gaze. Yeah. So that could have been I could see producers being like, "Can we get Pamela in?"
Yeah, but I can't see it any other way with.
But no, exactly. Like I don't think anyone other than Barrymore would have had the chemistry that was needed for this.
Yeah, she's very just, like, sweet and innocent. Like
what is like Aniston gonna do? She's like, "Oh, I don't drink. Oh, gee."
I don't see it.
Like no.
Is Jennifer Aniston just turned into Mickey Mouse quite regularly?
She does on Friends. She's like, oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah.
She does do that.
Ross?
Boy.
I love it.
Robbie, I love ya.
Oh, wait. And we all agree that Linda's a bitch, right? I love when the little boy's like, hey, Linda. You're a bitch.
Yeah, Linda's pretty terrible.
Yeah, Linda sucked. She did great though, but she sucked.
So what were favorite parts? Did you have a favorite part?
Brian, you go.
There's a lot. It's a packed movie for being a short film. I mean, I think I love any like good like ending scene like that. Like I love him telling the story to everyone in first class. Like the way he figures out they're on the plane is because Glenn is such a terrible person.
Yeah. That he can't not hit on someone for like
I know
a plane ride.
For like the 3 minutes that Julia's in the bathroom. He's sitting on the flight attendant and then immediately falls asleep. Because that was like a less than a minute time frame that she comes in and tells them, and then he's asleep. And then Julia's coming back from the bathroom. But like that whole section of like him telling them the story leading up to the song is like such a great end of the movie.
And that like everyone's on his side. So it's like he really is a good guy and should be with Julia.
Yeah. Yep. Which is one of those things you really do have to make a villain out of someone when you're like in any other circumstance you'd be the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
Like breaking up a wedding.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Like in order to get the audience on your side, you got to be like,
that's
no,
so
but this
true.
guy's a real scumbag. You if they didn't plant so many seeds about this guy being a scumbag, I mean, they almost have to that other scene that I really like is when they're at the table by themselves and he's checking out the other girl and he's like
he like
smart enough to like
realizes,
ask the questions to realize that like not only are you like consistently a dirtbag, but you're going to stay a dirtbag and you're going to continue to be a dirtbag post wedding.
And you have no
and
problem
that is
openly
like
being a dirtbag. Like
Yes.
telling people.
Because that's the point in the movie where you're like, oh, but is he gonna like break up a wedding? Like, yeah, Glenn's not great, but like we don't know that much about him other than like he's kind of douchey in conversations, but but that's all we knew until then. It was solidified that like he's a real dirtbag, and then the rest of the movie is just really hammering home. Don't worry, he's terrible.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad.
Don't feel bad for him at all.
Root for the Sandman.
I never really thought about that, especially because you start the movie with Adam Sandler getting left at the altar. So it's like, wait, he's going to do the same thing to somebody else and we don't hate him? That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
I never really thought of that.
And it's the same with any movie where like your hero is doing something that's like kind of like even we just watched The Crow and like I was thinking about it. I was like, why do we root for this guy? He's like murdering people. But like the first scene of the movie is like, hey, all these people, worst people imaginable. Yeah. They're terrible. Here's a terrible thing that they did, and it is atrocious. Yeah. And now you're kind of fine with them all getting blown up and stabbed.
And not only that, but he doesn't make the rules. The Crow lets you come back to set things right.
Yeah, he didn't choose to be resurrected from the dead.
Yeah, exactly.
True. The Crow decided.
The Crow was like, come on back. No rules for you. Yeah. So he took care of it.
But was really dark in The Wedding Singer when he kills himself and the Crow brings him back to break up the other wedding.
Linda breaks his heart. He gets wronged. And then later, I was going to go really, really dark and I'm just not going
to. Your imagination.
Yeah. But my favorite scene obviously is just, it's the end song. I get goosebumps. I love it. It's again good. It's very good acting on Drew Barrymore's part.
Yeah.
In that area that just very good.
I have a weird favorite part, but I just really love John Lovett's part.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So memorable though.
So funny.
It is very good.
It's a very memorable
closing the curtain. I just remember when I was younger watching it thinking it was the funniest thing.
Yes.
And he's got such a good like
he's crazy.
Blank stare as he's doing it. He's a good like character actor.
Yeah, so good. All right, should we pull out?
Always.
Just why the pause, Laura? Why the pause? I'm so glad I wasn't drinking.
I didn't even think it was that long of a pause.
It just was like it was perfect. It was just all right. Should we pull out the
Drew's face was like pure shock and horror.
I was it was like the moment I needed right now. I was just waiting for that.
Oh god, that made me lightheaded. I just laughed so hard. Okay.
Yeah, let's
okay. I'm gonna pull out the doof meter.
There we go. All right. Whew.
Wanna grow old. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, by the way, that's what I was going to mention. There's my son likes to watch videos about trains and toy trains, and there's this video, several videos with like Lego produced Duplo trains that have kids songs in it, and like trains are bouncing around and some shit. Yeah. It's like a bunch of like Duplo related stuff. But they sing all these songs. A lot of them are songs and then some of them are like made up songs. And one of them is like clearly made up for this video, but it is the Grow Old With You.
Oh really?
The background. And I've always wondered, I'm like, did Lego pay for that, or did they steal that, or how is Adam Sandler being appropriately compensated? I was trying to find it to see if you could hear it, but it's literally that song, but it's with completely different lyrics.
And it became a real song. They had it's for the album,
soundtrack.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it did well for. I think I hear that every once in a while, like
Oh, yeah.
someone like on a, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so anyway, doof meter out. It's been pulled out successfully. Let's do this.
Who wants to go first? Let Brian go first.
Yeah, Brian's got to go first.
Yeah. I think this is a solid 4 for me. I think that there's a lot in here that I feel like I knew about this movie. It's in the like halls of great rom-com. Like this is on like lists of great rom-com movies. I enjoy a good rom-com, and one of the ones that I like, I mentioned, I don't know if I remember to mention it in the earlier part or if it was off air, but like 51st States is a great rom-com. I've seen that. So I think that, like, I don't know, it ticks a lot of boxes of, there's a lot that I knew about this movie from just being a part of pop culture. It's a huge breakout thing for Adam Sandler in these more like put together roles. And then also, I just enjoyed it. And it definitely, I probably should have seen it sooner, just because it's like, it ticks those boxes of being the kind of Adam Sandler movie I can get into.
Nice.
And anything with like music, I feel like you enjoy it. Even though it's like
I
80s
do.
music, but it's still fun. And, like,
Yeah,
help but,
I
like,
guess
bop
that is
around
like my
while you're-
weak spot, because I kind of liked Yesterday, and it was objectively a bad movie. But I was like, it's got music in it. It's got the Beatles. This is kind of
You're
fun.
like, I can dig this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. What about you, Jerome?
Yesterday. Sorry. This for just rewatch enjoyment factor, it's a 4 for me. It's always something that's like just such a sweet movie to watch, and I like it. I do. I remember, enough about it. There's lines I just want to say, or when I think about. So, yeah, it's always hard to rate it when you've seen it several times and you know it's just like. But no, for just rewatch enjoyment, it's a good one. It is.
I know, like the fact that I remember all the lyrics to that, his like made up song that when he plays that, it was like half happy, half sad, or like angry. And I still remember all the words. Somebody kill me, please. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
It's a pretty good song too.
I know. It's like, how is this catchy? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I've seen it a million times, but if I had to rate it, it would be a 5 for me. All the way. I'm happy with Brian's 4. I love it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
I think that's a good rating.
Yep.
Yeah. I just feel guilty thinking about some of the older movies that I've put at like a lower, like whenever I'm rating something that, like, I don't know, if you pull up a list of classic films, I don't know that The Wedding Singer would necessarily be on it. And I like that our podcast breaks the rules.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think it'd be on a top 10 list with like Citizen Kane or whatever.
Very true.
But it's a good movie.
Yeah. But that's why I felt like we had to do it. Like I consider it a classic. For our like generation growing up. So
sweet. All right, Brian, get that doof meter out of here.
Felt like there needed to be one more.
By the way,
He
in case
pulled out.
anybody was wondering, if you were wondering, our patented doof meter is a 1 through 5 rating system where we rate movies on a 1 through 5 basis, where 1 is it's a movie, 5 is whoa, I'm a doof. I should have seen that earlier. Boop-boo. Okay. Sorry for the late doof reminder, but it's been rated. Cool. All right. And now, Laura, do you have a movie ready for your game? Your end of...
Yes, I do.
She's like, IMDb, find a movie and look at all the people in it.
Don't judge, I was just doing that, but I found one.
Okay.
It's so hard to find one that, like, I don't want it to be too hard, but gotta be slightly tricky.
No, definitely.
All right.
My goal, by the way, is one day to get this in 3 names. I think if 4 is my earliest, on the second one you did, I think I got it in 4. The last one we had to go through every single name essentially.
Well, I
The
start
whole
with the
IMDb.
lesser known. Well, I don't want to
Yes,
say
yeah.
lesser known actors.
Yeah, but
like,
not the main
the
characters. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So this one we're gonna start with Jon Favreau.
Oh.
All right, so Jon Favreau is not the main character in this. Okay.
It's not Chef. I'll give you that.
No, yeah. That totally. All right, so he's not the main character. I do want to attempt a guess here. Daredevil.
No.
Okay. Yeah, he played Foggy Nelson in the Ben Affleck Daredevil.
Oh, really? Okay, I could see that being good.
Yeah.
Iron Man.
No.
I like where I didn't want to go that route because Laura.
Do you think that would ever like come up in searching for movies for me? No.
Well, maybe
maybe that's how I'm trying to throw you off.
Maybe throw a
pick
curveball
something
at us.
so
I
close
mean,
to home.
Yeah.
and superhero movies have such
Next time I'm
extensive
gonna pick
casts.
a Star
So
Wars
maybe,
movie.
yeah, okay.
I feel like those would be
Which
easy.
could be a Star Wars movie. Han Solo. No. Okay, go ahead.
Is he in Han Solo?
He was the little creature thing with the band, like with he I'm trying to think of how to describe him. He was this little he was a all CGI character, and he was with the group that Han Solo goes with and learns how to be a smuggler. He was like the little guy who flies the little thing. But anyway,
Oh
Laura,
yeah, look at this little guy.
all right. Anyway,
I love this
you're
little
next.
guy.
Next we have Frances McDormand.
All right, Favreau and Frances McDormand in a movie together.
Yes, that is the
That
point of
is
this game.
Fucking wild. And she's also not one of the main characters. Oh shit.
I haven't seen this movie in a long time, but I think there's like probably 4 main characters, which I'm getting to next.
Okay.
It's Jon Favreau in 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri.
No. Okay. No, it's not that movie either. I was hoping it'd be like Dark Man, but go ahead.
Amanda Peet. Your blank stare.
It can't be the whole 9 yards.
Nope. That's your guess.
Yeah, that's my guess.
I don't know who Amanda Peet is.
Keanu.
Oh.
Keanu.
Wait, go ahead.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
You sounded like you had something.
No, not now that once you said Keanu Reeves, no.
No.
Wow.
Parenthood?
No.
I'm going deep. I'm going like deep. Okay.
That was a good movie, but no. We got 2 more.
Okay.
Diane Keaton. This last one is gonna give it away, I think.
Yeah, it's Jack Nicholson.
Yes.
But,
I can't think of the name of the movie.
But something's got to
yes.
give. But what the fuck? Like Jon Favreau?
Apparently, I haven't seen this movie in a long time, so I couldn't tell you what he.
If I'm remembering, Amanda Peet's her daughter, right? One of her daughters, or
I can't really remember.
And Keanu Reeves.
Oh, Diane Keaton.
Doesn't she
dates
Keanu
Dr.
Reeves?
Keanu Reeves in this movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
and Amanda
wild.
Peet might be was dating Jack Nicholson. I can't remember.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've never really liked that movie, but it's like a popular movie for some reason. I don't know. Maybe just because of who's in it, but yeah. All right, that was it. You got it.
Eventually, yeah. Once you said Diane Keaton and Keanu Reeves, I was like, "What? No," but I couldn't believe.
You're like, what?
Yeah, I went off the whole other direction when you were like Jon Favreau. I think when you said Amanda Peet and then I was gonna guess something else. Then you said Keanu. I was gonna say Saving Silverman.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah,
Steve
I figured
Zahn. My
Steve
man.
Zahn's your guy. He's your
My
guy.
man.
Him and Justin.
Yep.
Anyway, this is a good one. All right. I don't feel so bad like when it was like Mars Attacks. You have a thing for like Jack Nicholson. So like I'm waiting for the next Jack Nicholson movie.
Mars
Yeah, you
Attacks
just gotta
was
go
because there's
on a binge.
so many people in it.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
Nice job, Laura.
Yeah.
Very good. Forgot to mention, Brian had told us about something, and I actually watched it. Game Changer, Game Changer. This like a game show that
game changes every week.
Game changes every week.
I remember you telling us now. Yeah.
Which one did you watch?
So YouTube has 6 episodes you can watch.
Yes.
And Kristen and I watched a couple of them. One of them really we weren't getting into. That was the murder mystery one. Like
it's a little tougher.
Yeah, but we watched the first. So the 2 that really had us dying was the lie detector test.
Yes.
Where the 3 contestants.
Oh my God, is this lie detector flirting with me?
Yes.
Ding.
The 3 contestants come out.
Should I call HR?
And what the 3 contestants don't realize is that this lie detector is actually their significant others in a different room with a button that says yes or no, and he's asking them very personal questions.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Are there holes in your underwear?
Yes. Are there holes in your underwear? He's like, yes, there's one in the front. They're like, not what I was saying. Have you wore your underwear so much that there are holes in it? Like, but the best one we watched was the impressions one. And even my wife was dying when, so Laura, literally he doesn't tell you what the rules of the game are. And the 3 contestants come out and he's like, he just puts a word up and it's like, monkey. And the first guy's like, monkey. And he's like, no points. Then it's like, cat. And the next guy's like, meow. And he's like, point. And he's like, oh, okay, I get the rules. And they have to start doing impressions. And the second round of the game, this one guy he's like, your words are 100 Batmans. And he literally is just like, I'm Batman, I'm Batman, I'm Batman, I'm Batman, I'm Batman, I'm Batman. Like, and like we were like red-faced crying. It was so funny. But that was a good one. But now I'm like,
on YouTube, you said?
Yeah, but you can only watch
on YouTube.
On YouTube? You can only watch 6 episodes. Then you have to like go to Dropout and like pay for it. And I'll never do that, sadly, because I've seen clips from this show that are very funny. Like
there's 6 seasons of this, so if you want to drop $5, you could get all of it.
No,
and the impression one that you like spun off into its own game show called Make Some Noise. So it's a game show that's just that episode over and over, but with different improv folks.
$5 a month?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think so. I'd forget about it and then spend money that I wouldn't be
That's
doing.
fair.
So,
and there's no app on certain things too. So like I can't even get the Dropout TV app on my TV. So
is it on Roku?
It is on Roku. It's also on Apple TV.
Can I just have your password?
So no, because I would.
You son of a bitch.
So because I don't have the app for my TV, I subscribe through YouTube memberships, which is a weird thing that they're trialing. But because I'm paying YouTube for it, I don't have access to it through their app. I only have access to it through YouTube.
So you're telling me that like you can't go to the Dropout website, put your YouTube stuff in?
No, because I have it through YouTube.
But don't you still have to have an account?
It's weird. I mean, they're like their own thing.
I feel like Brian's just trying not to like screw over this thing he likes. He doesn't want to give out like his sign up so someone else can taste the fruits of their labors for free.
I want you to watch more of it so I can talk about these episodes, because right now it's just me and Mare watching them, and I've seen like they did one that was like all Shakespeare improv. There's like an improv group that does Shakespeare improv, and he like. And they're good at it. So that wasn't the challenge, but the challenge was like, okay, you're going to improv a whole scene throughout this game. And I'm going to say for this next scene, I need you to start slipping in names of breakfast cereals. So they're like iambic pentameter, like doing Shakespeare and being like, and then you can like hear the cereal brand coming sometimes because of the way the rhyme is going. I'm like, oh, he's going to say Fruit Loops.
That one where he
so
had... where he had him pretend to be, he had him be Donald Trump, but as Sauron.
Oh yeah,
from Lord of the Rings, and he was just like pitching how good Mordor is at, and the guy was doing such a good impression.
That guy is great. He's one of my favorites.
But Laura, if you get a chance, the lie detector episode on YouTube, again free. It's called, is it Game Changer or Game Change?
Game Changer.
Game Changer. Just like it's like 30 minutes. The lie detector test was really good. There was another one where it was the other one that Kristen and I both watched that was funny was it was like pickup lines or something like that where
my coffee.
Yes, like my coffee. Yes, I like my coffee, or I like my lover like I like my coffee, and they had to fill in the blank, and then it went into the next like grouping of like random things. But that was a funny one too. Kristen liked that one, but by far the lie detector and the impressions, the first impressions they did were, oh my god, I was just fucking dying laughing. Like I needed it. That was all she came down from putting Logan to bed. We watched 3 episodes, then we went to bed. It was like we didn't watch anything else. But yeah, I love it. That was good. Yeah, sweet. Oh, we're still recording. Hey,
hey everyone.
Well, there's the after credit scene. For
yeah. I know that you're all still here because you want some grade A top choice meat, and where you're gonna get that is reeldoofs.com. Or buttsettingwithbrian.com.
I was like, if you don't say that, missed opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah, this just links to our social medias, the ones that we're active on anyways, and
or not.
I think, times are tough for everybody right now, so just hit that subscribe button and it'll really help us out. And otherwise, we'll see you next week for the next one.
Love stinks.